Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Despite the smile on my face, I'm really not looking forward to this video because I'm just gonna get to it. I gained a pound, which makes this the second week seeing a weight gain. I'm gonna cover so much in this roller coaster of a week and really the month, just from like realizations of food changes. I had my first meeting with a dietitian, and I really feel like having too much knowledge can really sometimes be a bad thing. But if you're new to my channel or you've watched any of my prior videos and you have not subscribed, take a minute. Just take a minute out of your day, hit the subscribe button. And then at the end of this video, if you liked it, you know the drill, hit the like button. But like I said, I had a rather disappointing February. In the end, all of February, I lost a pound. And I went back and I thought, what happened? Why am I struggling to get that number on the scale to start going back down? And I mean, I just did a video on how to maximize weight loss on a GLP-1. And I was like, yes, I know I had a ton of success losing weight, but I think this is the reality of being on a weight loss journey for me for almost 2 years. Even though at one point I've lost over 90 pounds, the past couple of weeks have been really tough. And I think when, you're struggling to just drop a pound, you sometimes can get consumed with just so much of what did I do wrong, questioning some of the choices you made along the way. I don't want to say like necessarily beating yourself up, but just like unnecessary reflection, too much reflection. And I even thought that maybe at one point I was like, I'm trying to hit my fat macro. Was it too much olive oil, avocado oil, and my veggies or sweet potatoes? Or maybe I didn't track fully, my portions were a little bit bigger, or, and then I was like, I was eating good quality whole foods. And then I was like, maybe it's time for me to go up to 12.5. That popped in my head, but I was like, I did see decent suppression this past week when I tested out injecting in my arm of 10 milligrams of Mounjaro. So I don't know if I really want to titrate up, but if you're in my case, would you? Comment below when you finish watching this video if maybe I should. Now, I also did use Mounjaro again this past weekend, so 2 straight weeks, 10 milligrams. I did my right arm this time. But afterwards, I am going to go back to tirzepatide through orally. I already have a vial on hand, but they've been really great to work with. And I've talked to them a little bit about what I should do. And, I did do, like I said, another round of Mounjaro on my right arm. So I have both arms, 10 milligrams, a week apart, still major fatigue. That's the only side effect really, is major fatigue. But I really think it wasn't until I had a conversation with one of my friends recently, and she said that maybe you jumped too far into the clean eating, cutting out all seed oils, refined grains, added sugar, basically restructuring my entire views on food and really what I thought made me happy. And it's not a bad thing to cut those out, but why 100% when I struggled to find replacements for a lot of the foods that I enjoy? And I'm not saying that I found replacements for potato chips or M&Ms. Like, I'm talking about just like breaded chicken cutlets to chicken cutlets. And I missed my turkey burgers, and I miss my breaded chicken cutlets. And they don't have terrible ingredients in them, but they have a small amount of seed oils, or also then they're, we all know it's a great drink, the protein drink, Fairlife Nutrition. And, don't get me wrong, I love Flav City protein powder. And I have that every single day, but I miss that convenience of having a pre-made drink as well. Like, I just miss the convenience of prepared food that makes my life easier, especially at dinner time. And I'm not, I am somebody that likes to spend wisely. And I noticed my food budget was creeping up because I was, with all this new eating, I was trying to go organic, grass-fed everything, regenerative, throw more variety into my diet. And then I was like, okay, I got to cut some things out to get the cost down. And then it was just this overload. And I was like, I want out. And I went back and I watched one of my first videos I did. I was like a year in. And I talked about like my beginner's tips and just talking about the things I liked and tweaking them just to make them a little more healthier, a happier time for me, even though I was still on a weight loss journey and had a lot of weight to lose. But you see where I'm going with this. Like, I realized that I wasn't happy. And I realized that I was stressed. unknowingly I was stressed. So could that weight gain be from stress? Very much so. And then I have two more things. This is a real positive video. I have two more things I want to talk about. And the next one is that I finally decided I wanted to find a dietitian to work with. I've only been saying I wanted to work on my relationship with food and learning how to have like this good balanced approach, to, the food I was eating. For almost 2 years now, I've been saying this. And comment below if you've worked with a dietitian, what your experience has been with them during your weight loss journey. I want to be very careful here because I don't want to mention the dietitian's name. I don't want to mention the company because even though we were not a good fit, I left that first meeting wishing I wasn't so reserved, but I told myself going into it, I wanted to have an open mind. And I knew the moment I wanted out, I was like, I want out of this meeting. I don't want to work with you anymore. She said, no one maintains their weight loss. Who says that? Like, she said that in our first meeting. And looking back on that comment, was she referencing GLP-1s that I was on, or just in general, her clients don't succeed with maintaining weight loss? But I do recall one of her initial questions was, when do you plan on stopping tirzepatide? And just, more questioning, like, my side effects. I kept asking a little bit about my side effects, and I was like, I don't have that. I didn't have that. I kept saying I didn't have that either. But the whole time I kept having an open mind because this is our first session. It's a get to know me. And even though she said the one thing that is my biggest fear, and that is gaining the weight I work so hard to lose, I don't understand what the value was in saying something like that. But I always think like with a negative experience, I like to try to find a positive in it. And I think at the end of the session, I thought, I don't need, and this wasn't rash or anything, but I was like, I don't need a dietitian. I don't need somebody to help me find a diet. I need somebody to coach me, motivate me, help identify areas in my life for growth. Not just on what I'm eating, but my workouts and just life in general, like helping me build and stick to lifelong healthy habits, like a health and wellness coach. And I didn't have this realization until after that session, because I do know what to eat or what I should be eating. I love using my Lumen device, but when I looked up a health coach, because I was like, what's a health coach? Like, is that really what I'm looking for? And it says they help you make changes that support your health through, regular check-ins. They talk to you about, the changes you want to make and what's getting in the way of you reaching your goals. And like, I was reading that, I was like checking, I'm like, that's what I want. It's like a health mentor or a supporter. So I'm going to do a little more research just to see if there are any in my area and how much they cost, and I'll follow up more on that. But also in the mix of a disappointing month from the weight loss side of things, I was like, I wanted to do just a little reflection on my function health results and how far, and I did it because I was like, look at how far you've come. Look at your biomarkers. They're in a normal range. And you have a biological age 11 years younger than my current age. And those drastic changes, they didn't just happen because I made changes in the fall. So I just was like, don't get me wrong. I ate extremely well when I first started and I tried to evolve, but like those blood work numbers weren't just from the past couple months. It's the past almost 2 years. And I think I lost my food identity and I needed to like just keep going down memory lane. So I also went into my Fitness Pal and I was looking over my daily food journals for when I first started, because yes, I tracked and I have that still all saved. And I didn't always weigh my food all the time, but I would still use it more like a food diary or a food journal. And it would list all the foods for the most part that I was eating that day. And I saw so many simple like meals that took little time to prepare, fit my, protein and calorie goals, like my fruit smoothies, my peanut butter and honey on a rice cake. I love that Lundberg brand, I believe it is. My popcorn and pistachio snacks. And then dinner was always so simple with a rotation of proteins, like my turkey burgers, my breaded chicken cutlets, and then chicken sausages. I still eat them now, along with a steak once a week and shrimp. And I would always pair that with a piece of cheese and a bunch of veggies. I don't know what made me remotely think any of those things were bad for me. like the trace amounts of seed oil and the breading of the chicken cutlets or turkey burgers not being organic shouldn't make me stop completely. And then I had this like rush of happiness for some reason, and it's hard to explain because everything I was looking for was like right in front of me as I was scrolling through MyFitnessPal. I was like, here's my blueprint to kickstarting weight loss. Why am I not doing this? And I was like, I know what I need to do. I need to go back to that time, that simple time. And that is exactly what I'm doing in March. It's that simple. And I'm shooting this video on a Monday. At the same time, I'm also shooting a video on revisiting week 1 of my Mounjaro weight loss journey. So if you want to check out the video, don't forget to subscribe so you get a note and turn on the notifications. You don't want to miss that video. But let me tell you, when I added all these foods to my Wegmans cart, I don't know, I was like looking forward. I was looking forward to my meals. And I also think I was very happy because I spent under $100 on a week's worth of food. That definitely made me very happy. I also did mention that, and this could be deemed, this could be a little weird, but I was also at the gym and I was like, I looked over the dumbbells and I was like, I'm going to pick up 2 45-pound dumbbells. And I want to try to take a couple steps with them. And I did. I took about 2 or 3 steps and I put them back down. And why I did that is that was 90 pounds. That was 90 pounds I picked up and tried to take a couple steps with. I was holding what I lost. And I wanted to have that like little, like just a reminder moment that that's what I was walking around with prior to my weight loss journey. And I wanted to make sure I reminded myself that I still have lost a significant amount of weight. That's also why I went through my Function Health, even though I got those results rather quickly. I just wanted to have these reminders, these eye-opening moments for me. And that was one. I was like, those dumbbells were heavy. They were really heavy. But as I said before, I had 2 more things. This is the last one. This is the last one on my not so pleasant week. Such an uplifting video. I hope you made it this far. But I decided to buy a new scale. And I want to thank you guys all so much for the recommendations. But I ultimately went with the Renpho scale. And you're probably like, how is this a bad thing? It's not. But I'm not going to spend too much time on this topic because there's really nothing I can do about it. But there was a big difference between the number on the old scale that was kind of dying and the new one. I really wish that I would have like taken a photo. Maybe it's because I was in a state of shock. I think I got on and off both of them like 2 or 3 times. But we always know it's the time of day. It can be different. You know, the doc office scale versus your home scale is different. Like basic versus smart, they can be different. But I was just like, you know what? This is my new Renpho weight. I synced it to the app and I moved on. There's nothing I could do. And yes, I have a tad more weight now to chip away to reach my goal weight, but I really couldn't care less. I just wanted to see that number on the scale eventually move in the right direction, as in it's starting to decrease and get me closer to my goal weight. So now my new starting weight this week, starting in March, is 173 pounds, and I have not seen that number in ages. But each scale is different, and I think for some reason I was just excited to get started replicating week 1. Week 1 when I started Mounjaro back in March 2023, that I didn't really feel overwhelmed. I just looked at that number on the scale and was like, well, there it is. All right, well, nothing I can do about it. Let's get back to business. I want to see that number go down. And that's exactly what I did. And it was a Saturday when I changed up the scales, and usually I food prep on Sundays, but I started food prepping on Saturday. I chopped up my veggies, got the bananas in the freezer. But I'm also going to be mixing in a new walking challenge just to keep my, steps going along. So I'm doing a 10K walking challenge in March. I'm still in my 75 medium challenge. And I'll be careful to say this, but in some ways I'm like, this is day 1. This is day 1. And also I do know that going back to day 1, my calories are going to be on a little bit on the lower side when I was going through there. But I don't think there's a major issue, in my opinion. I'm not a medical professional, to drop to around 1,400 calories just for the month of March to get myself going again, to slowly chip away, to maybe possibly lose 2 pounds a week. But I'm going to monitor my muscle mass, my body fat percentage. I'm going to make sure my protein is my number 1 priority, and really not so much of, the carbs or the fats. I'm not going to be really going with the macros from Lumen. I'm still going to do my Lumen readings because I think it'd be interesting to see what numbers they are based off of my original diet that I had back in March of 2023 when I first started. But yeah, I'm calling this like reintroducing my starter plan. And in some ways I'm a little bit excited because, well, I'm having a breaded chicken cutlet for dinner tonight. I have a drink every time I say breaded chicken cutlet in this video. But it's the little things that make me happy. But I think overall, though, February did not go as expected or planned. I did get back into the rhythm at the gym. I was consistent using my walking pad. I'm obsessed with my walking pad. I just love being able to move more during the workday. And I'm sorry you're gonna hear me talking about my walking pad a little bit more in future videos because, like I said, it's a good part of my day. I have no makeup on, but I've been really on top of my skincare. My skin is just glowing. But I feel like I'm getting stronger in the gym and I'm sleeping really well. So even though I'm not seeing the numbers go down, there are positives. But I wanna wrap up this video. This is a quick little weekly recap. I wish I had a little bit more uplifting and positives, like I lost 5 pounds in February or 10 pounds, but this is my reality. I'm not gonna lie about it. Didn't go as planned and I struggled a little bit, but I'm ready to close that chapter, open up a new one, see how this week goes, see how March goes, going back to, my starter plan. And like I said, I'm just excited for all the meals that I have ahead of me, and just, it's like going back to the little things that I enjoy. But I really hope you enjoyed today's recap. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But I will see you in my next video. And I'm gonna put this out there. I will see weight loss this week. I can feel the momentum shift. I really hope that I can at least get a pound off, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.